Okay,
Are we on?
we are on. We are on the air, more or less.
Sweet.
All right. Since you came up with the name, you start with the introduction.
All right. This is our brand new podcast. My name's Adam. I believe. What is your name, sir?
Denton.
Awesome. And this podcast is Spoilers Welcome, a podcast where we have lots of different topics and things to talk about with movies. And we, being pre-20-year-olds, are definitely excited to share with you the knowledge that we have and the knowledge that we absolutely do not have. So please, spoilers welcome.
All right, Adam. So, with that beautiful intro, I think this deserves a quick conversation. Since people are going to start to get to know us, they got to know us somehow, and our knowledge on film.
True.
So the biggest thing any movie buff needs to know about another movie buff is, what is your favorite film?
You know, that's a great question, Den, and I appreciate you asking. I think my favorite movie, of all time, and it went in obviously this category fluctuates, and I feel like that happens with almost everybody. I think currently, standing to date, my favorite movie, in terms of I could watch it over and over and over again, which I feel like is the definition, is Wayne's World.
Okay, that's a good one. And I feel like with the comedy films, it's always pretty it's hard, in my opinion, it's hard to say that a comedy film is my favorite movie because I'm such a stickler. And like when people tell me their favorite movie is like an Adam Sandler movie or whatever, I'm like, for shame on you.
Exactly.
But honestly, I'd have to say my favorite film is Wayne's World as well.
Nice.
I
It's
feel
so
like that
good,
movie,
isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like that movie has like shaped my humor and my love and appreciation for film, comedy, and music. Very much so.
Mm-hmm. And the 80s, for me, for sure.
Yes, the late 80s, early 90s. Heck yeah. Yeah, dude. I would say Wayne's World is probably my favorite movie as well.
Party time. Excellent.
Yeah, party on.
I should... Give me 1 second, man. Please continue the intro. Tell them what it's about. I'll be right back.
Okay. So we're gonna we're gonna just do some quick fire topics. Each episode that we do in the future will have one designated topic, most likely one designated film. But since you're kind of getting to know us and we're kind of getting the podcast, format down, we're gonna be doing like a quick fire topic thing. So Adam has a counter on his phone, and we have 11 different topics to go over, and we are going to go over those 11 topics randomly. So, you know what? I should probably number these.
Yeah, go ahead and number those. I just stepped out to grab this Wayne's World hat just to show the audience that... actually, we both have Wayne's World hats. I just happen to have mine on hand.
It is beautiful.
It is beautiful. And I do think that category shifts around a lot, but yeah, I think Wayne's World is just a comedy goldmine.
I 100% agree, and I feel like it's shaped a lot of pop culture, and not a lot of people realize that. So
yeah, especially starting from a TV show, SNL, going into an entire movie that is just filled with pop culture reference, and it's like, we needed that, and we got it.
Yes, sir. All right. So
you got the numbers?
Yes, sir. Start the counter.
Okay, it's going to be like 3 seconds. Ready? Hitting randomize for our first topic. Bing. And the number is 5.
5. Okay.
Number 5.
Oh man, this is a tough one. Favorite movie sequel?
Oh, I believe that might have been me that suggested that, and I feel kind of dopey because I don't have a sequel ready like this. I'm going to think about it for just a second. I've heard, and I haven't seen this yet, which is why this show is called Spoilers Welcome. I feel bad that I haven't seen the sequel to The Godfather. I've heard it was like the best sequel in existence or something, and so I'm super excited to get to know that one.
You kind of stole that from my brain because I thought the same thing when you said favorite sequels. And to me, Godfather is probably in my top 10. Such a beautiful and well-crafted movie. But I heard the second one is probably one of the best movie sequels ever because it keeps the same consistency and pace that the first one has, but almost better.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I'm going to have to. So definitely, because the spirit of the show, let me know if there's something super epic that I should be motivated to see in that film. But let me think. So, first of all, I got to ask, do you have one ready to go? Because I love this topic, but I've been.
I don't think I do, dude. Like,
okay.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I do have one.
My first favorite sequel. Oh, actually, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go with this one right now. Jaws 2.
Okay, why?
Because Jaws 1 had the beginning of this amazingly horrifying shark, the classic soundtrack, the classic everything building up to it. And then you have Jaws 2, which is in your face in the city at SeaWorld, going into that place. That's the right one, I believe, right? SeaWorld.
I don't know if that's Jaws 2. I don't think I've seen Jaws 2.
Okay.
Or maybe I have. Is that the one where they explode the shark at the end of it?
Yeah, I think so. Oh wait,
yeah, I've seen Jaws 2 then.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's not. I don't think it's at SeaWorld.
Okay. Then I could be mistaken. But that was like one of my first ones, so it's been a while.
One of the Jaws sequels.
One of the Jaws sequels is pretty good.
Dude, that's my next goal is to watch as many of those as possible.
That's my goal to own those actually.
Yeah, no, it's just it's just it's in the same town in Amity, and it's just kind of the same plot, but more carnage, I guess.
Got it. Okay, that was my bad. But I do love that SeaWorld one because it's so gruesome and gory, and it scarred me as a kid, and I love that. I love that when movies do that to me. Okay, so my real answer going forward, I gotta say Shrek 2, because
dude,
because it's not bad, right? If you think
that's actually a good answer, because Shrek 2, please don't crucify me, but is probably better than the first one.
You know, there was some people that would agree with you. I think they're equal. I think the first and second.
Okay.
The first one had such raw material to it that it was just like the soundtrack, the Shrek, Donkey, like all these different people. The Shrek. Going into the second one, you have the fairy godmother, the evil prince, like Fiona and their relationship building, like all these characters fighting with him. I think it was just golden. Like it had so many references and such funny, but the world expanded and the plot was still just as crazy. What about yours?
Okay, so do movies that are what's the word? That they're not like directly connected, but they are connected, do those count?
I'm going to count it because I know exactly what you're talking about. Universe compared to universe, but in different movies.
Yes.
Not even the same series.
No, it's the same series.
Okay, then explain.
It's the same series, but different, like, kind of almost completely different, like, plots.
Okay, you're thinking of the exact opposite of what I'm thinking, but I know where you're at now.
I'm going to say 10 Cloverfield Lane.
I haven't seen that. Explain.
Are you serious? Dude, no. Okay. So have you seen the first Cloverfield?
No.
Okay. Dang. Well, the first Cloverfield movie is like a found footage, like Godzilla monster movie, right? And the second one is a thriller that is like, it's not found footage. It's like, very coordinated in cinematography, and it has John Goodman.
I knew he was in there.
And yeah. And then also, I don't remember her name, but she plays Ramona Flowers in Scott Pilgrim.
I know who you're talking about, yeah.
And she's in a few other things. She's also in Sky High.
Oh, really? As what? Who?
The bad chick. Yeah.
No way.
The villain.
Awesome.
But she gets like kidnapped, and he is like a conspiracy theorist guy kind of, but turns out that a lot of his word is true. But it's very loosely connected to the first Cloverfield. But the way that the Cloverfield like trilogy works is it's all like different events that connect to each other. But I think they're all in different like universes or different like timelines or whatever.
Okay.
So it's like I don't know. I'm excited to see where the series goes, but Cloverfield Paradox didn't really do that well when it came to fan rating. So
Okay.
I hope they continue the series, but I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
that sounds like an interesting one that like they could flesh out a little more to make it like even better. Even though that
Yeah.
was Mary Elizabeth Winstead is the
Yeah,
actress.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah,
That's the other
she's a
thing
great
about
actress
this
too.
show. That's the other thing about this show that I love is the fact that we not only get to talk about movies, but also the people in them and the directors in them and the
Yes.
composers for them, and it's just fun. So
Yes. Heck yeah,
all
dude.
right.
I'm excited. This is already a good start.
Cool. So mine was Shrek 2, and yours
10
was the
Cloverfield Lane.
Cloverfield. Okay, 10 Cloverfield Lane. I will get the number generator back up and running. Are you
Alrighty.
ready for the next one?
I am ready.
Number 8.
Okay. Unpopular movies that we do not like.
Ooh, roast time.
Okay. So there are a lot of popular movies that people don't like.
True.
But there are also a lot of movies that didn't do very well that people just don't like either.
Now, could you explain what the definition of not popular is? Because I already know what don't like means. What is
I
your
would say
definition of not popular?
I would probably say like movies that didn't do very well in the box office,
Okay.
or movies that not a lot of people liked.
Okay, but you're still including box office movies, right?
Yeah, but like
I just want to make sure.
I can't think of a good example right now. Like, let's see. I feel like they're like, for example. Never mind. I can't think of it. I can't think of a
I
movie.
can think of one.
What?
Well, I don't know. I feel like you and me have like a connection of it, knowing exactly where this question would lead up to the worst possible like movie as of recent, at least for me,
Okay.
the Emoji Movie.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah. I mean, that was pretty hated amongst everybody except for
so
like
bad.
3-year-olds.
Yep, that didn't understand it.
I'm willing to talk about that movie for sure. Yeah.
I didn't see it on purpose.
I did on purpose.
Then you're the expert. Please explain.
Okay. I think I feel like the movie could have been good, honestly. But I think the biggest problem with it was using such a cheap marketing scheme. You know what I mean? Like using emojis that everybody knows what an emoji is, right? But it just felt so geared towards being a product movie almost. So because I think it was a Sony film. Yeah, it's Sony Animations. And so, the whole time it was based on a Sony phone, and there were like games and apps and stuff that they travel through. And it almost kind of had the like the heart, or it was kind of going for like what movies like Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Yeah, that's what I
Right?
was thinking.
But Ralph Breaks the Internet is actually good. I don't know if you've seen it.
Not yet, but I do agree that it is a good movie from what I've seen of it.
But rather than what Ralph Breaks the Internet did that the Emoji Movie didn't do is it didn't focus on like product placement. You know what I mean? Like there was product placement, but it felt organic and it didn't feel forced. Whereas the Emoji Movie felt forced, and the message is what felt forced, because he was like this meh emoji and he like didn't fit in, and he didn't want to be a meh emoji. So it was almost kind of like a coming out story in a way, is what it felt like. But it felt so forced and so like ungenuine that, and also Sir Ian McKellen Patrick Stewart, or Sir Patrick Stewart,
Really?
as the poop emoji made me want to jump off of a bridge.
Got it. Now, you think that was because they forced him to do it, or was that because he just didn't want him to be the emoji?
No, you know it was a money thing. They're like, oh hey, Sir Patrick Stewart, we'll pay you $1 million to voice a poop emoji for 2 seconds. I am in.
Like, I've done worse things before.
Yeah, for real. That reminds me. Have you seen the clip of the movie he's in where he has a gun and he's shooting at gophers in the?
Yeah.
that's,
I was so loud. Sorry.
that's instantly what I think of.
Yeah.
He's like, "Stop eating my petunias."
Have you seen the meme where it's like, "Hi, Squidward, you want to come out and play?" And he's like,
yeah,
he's like shooting at
yeah, I've seen that one.
I love that one. That's awesome.
But is that your answer for unpopular movies that we do not like?
Yes.
Well, and based on the fact that you've never seen it, why is it that you don't like it?
Well, this is a common theme with me. I've never seen all of Star Trek, which is foundational to a nerd's mind. But when it comes to the reason why I didn't watch it was because as a kid, I always thought Star Wars came before like in the 70s or whatever. But Star Trek was created before Star Wars, and so as a kid, I had like a bitter, like, oh, I'm not going to watch that because it's like older than my treasured movie. So I was like, I'm not going to, whatever, anything that's better I don't like. So the reason why this movie came out, that same thing where I was like, I saw it, I didn't like it, and on purpose, kind of like the Ghostbusters with all-female version, that new Ghostbusters movie, I didn't see it because I was like, I'm trying to make a statement to myself. I was like, I don't want to watch this because you thought it was bad. So it's just that stick it to yourself kind of
thing. Oh, okay. So the reason you didn't see it is because you knew that it was going to be bad regardless of if you watched it or not.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where you just stand there and go, no.
It's one of those movies, though, that I feel like really did have potential, but they tried to. It just felt like a giant product placement. Mm. So.
Dang.
And I didn't like that because it didn't feel genuine. It just felt like a cash grab, and it was a cash grab. There was no heart behind it.
Not in the box office. It did really bad.
Did it do good in the box office?
No, it did not. Let me search this.
Probably for that reason alone.
Yeah. We're looking this up right now.
Yeah, we are. This is all like off the top of our heads. So the movie itself.
I wonder.
The production budget was $50 million.
Oh, they actually made a good profit then.
They didn't. Yeah, they didn't do bad.
Dang it! I thought when it came out though, the weekend box office only made 13 million, the first weekend.
Oh, I didn't know that. But it ended up grossing more than it was worth.
Dang it! Probably just because everybody was like, "Oh, it's one of those movies that you just gotta watch," or something.
And
I don't know.
I watched it on Netflix when it already came out, but I mean, I still supported the movie, so. Oof.
You're just supporting Netflix. You're just giving them watch time.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
Like that makes you feel better.
Okay.
Okay, next category.
Oh, by the way, it's only 10 categories. I miscounted.
Okay. Well, I put in 12, so if we get 11 or 12, we can just like redo it.
Okay.
The category number is, drum roll please, 10.
Ooh, okay. The next 3 movies that you want to watch and why.
Okay, I actually already have this one set up.
Okay. So you answer first.
Okay, well I'm going to throw this in there. This is not part of the answers, but this is a podcast, so we can do whatever we want. I just recently watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Really, really exemplary movie. The cast, you would not believe, Denton, is incredibly small. Small. It's adapted from a play, so this kind of also goes with the other topic we have, which we'll get to in a little bit, about it being adapted from like literature and books and stuff into a movie.
Oh, okay.
Version. I don't know if that one's my total favorite yet, because I'm still processing the movie. I just recently watched it. But that was in the top 100 list of movies ever made. It's very, very good. I absolutely love the performance. So I think the next 3 movies I'm going to watch is, one, it's going to be another one from that top 100 list, and that movie is Clockwork Orange. I haven't seen it, and I need to watch it. So I'm going to watch Clockwork Orange. The next, because this is just for personal preference, I'm going to watch Monty Python and The Holy Grail, because out of comedy movies, like that is, I think, one of the most brilliant movies. It makes me laugh every time, no matter what.
It's always one of those movies you need like a refresher on, because like
Exactly.
You know all like the classic like good bits, but there are so many parts within that movie that are so like you
They
like they're
just
not
go right over your
forgettable.
head.
But yeah, they go over your head. Like a lot of the political jokes in that movie kill me every time.
I know. You brought that up to me because I had not seen it till you showed it to me, and it was gold. It was absolute gold.
When they're going
So
over like the structure of a kingdom.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, oh wait, what was the line again? He's like, what are they doing, putting people with ladies and alike with swords in charge of the government or whatever?
Yeah.
That was so funny.
It's something like that. It's been a while since I watched it.
I know. Oh, so good. Let me think. And then if I had a last one to put on there, give me a second. I have to pull up my movie list because I have one that's from the top 100. One of them is a movie that I love and I just want to watch because the next one that I want to watch is actually Doctor Sleep.
I was gonna I'm not that's not on my list, but I was gonna say that because I was thinking of Stephen King for some reason.
Nice.
I heard that's a really good movie too.
It's a sequel to The Shining.
The Shining.
Yeah, by the way, this is a little sub note. That's what I thought you were talking about a second ago when you said same universe, different stories or different series. But that's what I was getting from that.
Oh,
Doctor
no,
Sleep
no.
is a sequel
no.
to The Shining.
But that is technically a direct sequel because it's about his son Danny.
Oh yeah, that's true. But I mean like, but that's not from the same movie line. Like the directors did not say we're gonna make this after The Shining. This wasn't until years later.
Oh, you're saying like a sequel that wasn't directed by the same, or
Yeah,
that
kind of
wasn't
like
produced
that.
by like the same people.
Yeah, like this was a movie idea that was made way after to continue the story, but it was not an idea at the time.
Well, because Doctor Sleep didn't come out until like the mid 2000s, I think. The book itself. So
yeah, very cool, very cool. But those are my three. What about yours?
I'm gonna add Doctor Sleep to my list because I was gonna say that, but then I came up with some other ones. So
Nice.
first one. So I recently watched A Clockwork Orange.
Oh, really?
And yes, it is a movie, bro. It is a movie. I don't know how.
That's so cool.
Stanley Kubrick, fantastic director. Directed The Shining. Also directed A Clockwork Orange. So I would say that after watching that, I would say that I kind of want to know more about him as a director, like, because I've seen two of his styles, which one is like very like, I don't know if this is the right word, but like avant-garde, like it's very like like pretentious almost.
Okay, I see what you mean.
But in a good way, not in like a douchey way.
Okay.
And then The Shining was an adaptation of a novel. And it was a good adaptation. I haven't read The Shining, but I don't think it's super true to the novel itself.
Okay.
I know Stephen King hated it.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he hated it. But it's a good horror film, very good thriller. He does a very good job at building tension.
Yeah, and that's what I absolutely hate in a good way.
Yeah, exactly. But I would say probably the movie that is talked about the most when you talk about Stanley Kubrick is 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh.
Being so ahead of its time in cinematography and quality, and I heard the direction is just phenomenal. The story itself is beautiful. So 2001: A Space Odyssey is probably my number one on my list.
Nice.
Number two is a movie called Cannibal Holocaust.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Yes. A very, very controversial film from the, I want to say, late 70s or early 80s. It's kind of one of the first films to do found footage.
Wow.
But people hated it because they killed actual animals for like the blood and stuff. So they used real animal blood, and vegetarians had a field day with that production.
Yeah, I bet.
But it's also like a pretty disturbing film, and I want to watch it because I'm a horror movie fan, and I think that it's something I need to add to my arsenal. And then
I agree with you, dude.
the third and final one would be one that you have recommended to me already and even mentioned it. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Nice. So we
Yeah.
got that team to it because mine's Clockwork Orange. You saw it, and then you saw it, and then mine's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Now you're seeing it.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those movies that I think it's super important because it's a psychological thriller, isn't it?
It's a little bit psychological. I would say it's more psychological than thriller.
Okay.
It was adapted
So it's not
from a
like
play.
Okay.
So this is like the whole story is like around the mental asylum, or it's like an asylum. It's like a rehab for, people that just want to volunteer to stay if they're mentally unstable, right? So it's like a home for the mentally unstable, but this guy comes in, played by Jack Nicholson, and he's wreaking havoc, and that's what it's about. So the tension is definitely there, but I wouldn't say it's a thriller.
Okay. All right.
But it's really real, which is awesome about it, which is why it's it's in the top 100 movies, and there's a reason for it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. I'm excited because they even made a new show about the Nurse Ratched.
Yeah.
I
remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, like a lot of people are like, watching it because it has like one of the main actresses from American Horror Story.
Ooh.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh!" So I feel like it's kind of become more mainstream, but I don't think people are watching the movie before watching the show. So I feel like it kind of takes away like the emphasis of the show.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like one of those like mainstream, like it's popular because everybody else is watching it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of like when they did, what was that one? Bates. Like not a lot of people.
Yeah, Bates Motel.
Yeah, Bates Motel.
I don't think anybody who watches that show, I doubt has seen Psycho.
I doubt it. Which is unfortunate.
Such a good show, dude.
So unfortunate. Speaking of that, on a
movie, I meant
rabbit trail, I need to watch the rest of Alfred Hitchcock's series, like The Birds and a couple other movies.
There's so many movies that I need to watch by him because that man knew how to direct a movie. He was a jerk, an awful person, but a fantastic director.
Dude, one of my colleagues, a couple of weeks ago when we were doing a music video for their band, he had no distinction of film that much, right? And he was like, wow, you remind me of Alfred Hitchcock if you were bald, fat, and short. I said, so not at all. He goes, yeah.
Well, was that his way of calling you a jerk when you're directing? Do you mentally torture your actors, Adam?
No.
No? Secretly.
You'll never know. Never catch me.
Alrighty. Time to move on to the next topic?
Yes, indeed.
Most excited.
This is fun. I am enjoying this very much.
Me too.
All right. Ding, number 2.
Ooh,
number 2.
One of my favorite topics. Okay. Huh?
I said I keep hitting the microphone with my hat.
Oh, you're good. Okay. Favorite musical biopic?
Oh, okay. I have
so
limited
real
knowledge.
Quick, to define what I mean by a musical biopic, I mean a movie that is obviously like a movie, not a documentary, but a movie that just so happens to be about the life of a band or a artist. So a couple of popular ones right now would be Rocket Man and Bohemian Rhapsody.
Which happen to be the only two that I've ever seen, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to be comparing those real quick, and Denton can probably take it away with his vast knowledge of the subject.
Vast knowledge is another way of saying he has one more movie under his belt than I do, so I have a very limited knowledge as well.
I'm just kidding. But with the movies you just brought up, Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man, I believe we've both seen Bohemian Rhapsody. We saw it together. But I believe comparing those two, even though Bohemian Rhapsody or Rocket Man was trying to do a kind of like a coming out story like This Is What My Life Was About because of what do you want to call it? Elton John, when he was like alive, and he wanted.
He is alive.
He is alive. That's what I'm saying. So like he created the movie as like a coming out kind of like, this is what I've done, and I did it, and this is like my life. I'm not. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, I'm not sorry for it. It happened. Look at me now. I'm still kicking, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And compared to that, I loved the idea of how it was like a cool little in-life musical thing going into it. But I do think Bohemian Rhapsody was my favorite because of the attention to that last performance was really, really cool.
Oh, the Rite Aid?
Yeah, Live Aid.
Yeah.
And
or
Rami
Live Aid.
Malek. Yeah.
Yeah. I said Rite Aid. Isn't that like a drink or something?
Rite Aid? I don't
or like
know
a Band-Aid.
Like Band-Aid? Oh, that's the brand for Band-Aid or something, or like the knockoff brand or something.
Rite Aid is something. It's like a medical brand, I think. I'm curious now.
While he's looking that up, I think the last performance for Bohemian Rhapsody was so impactful because it was not only shot for shot, action for action. Rami Malek did a beautiful job as Freddie Mercury, and the other bandmates looked exactly like the bandmates, which is what I appreciated so very much. Even though the movie did not have a lot of attention to factual details, like when he gave the notice that he had AIDS and when,
That's right. That was all wrong.
Yeah, and even the drummer became the first one to go solo. It wasn't Mercury. It wasn't all that drama.
I didn't know
of him
that.
Being first. Yeah, the drummer was the first one to leave and do solo. So
wasn't it that he did Live Aid before he found out he had AIDS?
Years before.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a couple years before, but it was.
But they made it seem that he had AIDS during the Live Aid performance, which is not true at all.
To Hollywood it up, which is like, I guess, to create for people.
I don't understand that though. Did it really make that much of a difference?
I don't feel like it did.
Wouldn't it have been? Well, I guess I see why, because like the Live Aid makes it more of like a final hurrah, like a final like, oh, we did it even though I have AIDS.
Yeah.
But I feel like it would have been kind of cool to see, like this performance was amazing. He did super good, and then it'd be probably much more depressing. But then he finds out that he has it.
Yeah, or like even in the end credits when it's like it has the words that come up about the band and what they did afterward. You could have ended the performance by saying, and 2 years after Freddie Mercury received the news that he had AIDS and continued to live his life with his best friend and then died peacefully or whatever.
Okay, I guess in that aspect of the movie, I guess I do like that they did that, because I feel like movies that do the whole like text at the end, it just feels so like, just, like, oh, we didn't have an ending.
Yeah,
boom,
right.
Here you go.
Yeah, I feel like they do that a lot with real things, like too real for them to put on screen and be like, we didn't really know how to come up with the plot for this.
Yeah, so maybe it was good that they did that. I mean, and it still brought awareness to AIDS itself, and to the fact that he had it and how him and his band members were coping with it.
Yeah.
So, and shows, and it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Did you know that the end of the movie was supposed to be about the band members and how they lived their lives moving on from Freddie Mercury? And unfortunately, Hollywood was like, no, the attention is on Mercury. And they were like, okay.
That makes me sad because, like, I love the other band members, and it feels like they had so much to say, but
me too. Because
Freddie Mercury is unfortunately gone. They have to like hype it up about him.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Moving just before I finish with this side and then go to your side about which one you had. My favorite scene in the whole movie was when before they did Live Aid and punched out the whole thing, it was Queen. Everybody, I don't know if this is true or not, but like everybody on the music panel, the terminal, had their volume set to the same level, and it said, "Do not move." Like the knob is here, do not go above this level. And the guy moved the sticker, cranked Queens all the way up, and put the sticker back on that says do not move, and it means that you don't take it down. And then Queen just went out there and was like, oh, and it was just like, oh.
It like filled the whole stadium and everything.
Yeah.
That's a good scene.
So good. Okay, that's mine.
That's a good answer though. That was a really good movie. Mm-hmm. But like you said, it does suck that Hollywood kind of had to play around with it too much. But my favorite would be, and it's a little biased, I wouldn't say it's because of the movie, but because of my my love and affinity for this band. The Motley Crue biopic, The Dirt.
I haven't seen it, but...
Dude, it is so good. It is such a good movie, and it is so true to the spirit of Motley Crue. Because Motley Crue was known as like the bad boys of the metal industry in the 80s. Mm-hmm. I mean, you had Ozzy, the Prince of Darkness, and Ozzy did a bunch of crazy stuff. Like, he bit the head off of a live bat, and a lot of people were like, oh. But Motley Crue almost did more crazy stuff than he did, in my opinion. I would say, I don't know, it's pretty equal, but they did a lot. They did a lot of crazy stuff. And so the movie shows kind of like Nikki Sixx's upbringing, and like how he had a really shitty childhood, and how like his mother paid more attention to her boyfriends than him, and he tried to get out by like framing her for abusing him.
Ooh, got it.
And that actually happened.
Wow.
And how like he was always so caught up in wanting to meet his father, but his father paid no attention to him. So then he was like, he kind of dropped his longing for meeting his father, and then focused that on music. But it kind of shows very roughly how the band meets, and then it kind of goes into their fame, and then their addiction, mostly Nikki Sixx's, because Nikki was the one that really got hit by addiction harder than the rest. I mean, they all had their problems. Tommy Lee did as well, and it kind of shows that, but it really focused on Nikki and his heroin addiction. And a lot of the stuff that they show in the movie was pretty close to what actually happened, because I read the book, The Heroin Diaries, and it talked about how like he would lock himself in his closet, and he would do heroin and then like just go crazy, go into psychosis, and then become paranoid that there were people outside of his house, people trying to arrest him or hurt him. And so he would sit in his closet with a gun posted up against the door.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, but they show some scenes of him like going through that, thinking he's going insane. And then, but it follows. I feel like every biopic follows a very similar format: the rise, the fall, the resurrection. Every band has their own Jesus story. Yep. So,
yeah, I agree with you there.
But it also touched up on how they tried to become sober, fell off the wagon a little bit, got back to being sober. But it's a great movie. Like I said, it really touches that that wildness of Motley Crue. It shows all of the crazy things they did, how reckless they were, how they just didn't care. They always wanted to party. So it was really fun. But one thing I would say about the movie that I do love is it makes you feel dirty almost. Like, really? Yeah, when you watch it, you're almost in the mindset of like this rock and roll star that is having sex with a bunch of different women every night, drinking and doing drugs and partying, and, like you're just washed up all the time. And so honestly, every time I watch that movie, I feel like I need to take a shower.
Oh my gosh, dude. Just from you explaining this movie, I feel that I appreciate it so much more because of the fact that they didn't do what they did with Bohemian Rhapsody, which is where they didn't pull any punches. Like they didn't, and I appreciate that a lot, because if it's going to be truth, people appreciate the truth no matter how raw it is. Because especially if there's you called it a resurrection story, then there's going to be an end that people can be somewhat closure with. So it almost doesn't matter how truthful it is, as long as it's, if it's not tampered with, right? Then it'll come out on the end, because that's what really happened, right?
Yeah. So, and that's the thing I love so much about that movie is like, it really doesn't hide how bad they were. Like, it shows, they slept with other people's girlfriends. Tommy Lee hits a woman. It doesn't try to make them look like good guys. It shows them for who they really were at the time. And luckily a couple of those guys are way better people now. Mostly Nicky. He has turned his life around a lot, but
that's good.
I think that movie was fantastic. It definitely changed the format of the biopic. genre.
Yeah.
And the biggest way was like they broke the fourth wall a lot.
Oh, really?
And I loved that though. Yeah, it was like them
That's
telling their side of
awesome.
the story. Yeah.
They're like, here, let me let you in on this, and you're like, oh,
Exactly.
snap.
Exactly. So like Nikki, he was talking about how dysfunctional his family life was, and then Tommy Lee had a pretty good family life, and he was like, "Wow, that's total dysfunction junction. Come follow me and see how cool my life was." And yeah,
That is honestly really cool, dude.
yeah, I loved that, and it kind of changed up the format a little bit, kind of like how Rocket Man did the musical, try to change the format.
Yeah. So instead of the fourth wall break, it's like they did a musical. It's like every what do you want to call it? Yeah, honestly, dude, that's a good topic, or like a good subtopic, because of the fact that every one of these movies chose a special thing. Bohemian Rhapsodies was the shot-for-shot Live Aid. That was their big thing. For Rocket Man, it was an in-life musical, and for The Dirt, it was the fourth wall break and the realness.
And like it shows you, when you see that, like the fourth wall breaking and everything, you also get to see kind of what their personalities are like,
Nice.
And awesome. I think that's kind of why they did that, is it shows, like, this is me telling you my life story, not just some director and some actor.
That's cool. I like that.
Because
awesome.
you can.
That's sick.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's a great movie. I would definitely recommend it.
Cool. You know what? I'm gonna have to push that up. I think I'm gonna have to watch that one first.
It's so good. Like I said, though, it's super grimy, super uncomfortable, but super good.
I'll take your advice. I'll get the shower ready.
Yep. Yeah. Be ready with the bottle of soap and everything. I just want to remind you, we're at the 41-minute mark.
41 minute. Okay. Actually, Zoom, unfortunately, because this is our first podcast take, and we are using Zoom just to test out mostly the audio for our softwares that we're using in our microphones. But Zoom will cut us off at about 45 minutes.
Okay.
That's just what they do. So, I think.
But our audio will still be recording.
Yeah, our audio will still be recording. So I think we can just, if Zoom kicks us off, we're just gonna keep recording audio till we hit like maybe one more topic, and then we're done. Or do you?
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say one more topic from this point on.
Cool. Then let's go ahead and randomize it, and if Zoom kicks us off, then we'll just
I think it just
play
did.
it by ear.
Oh no, it didn't.
No, not
Never
yet.
mind. Disregard.
All right, disregard. Randomizing in 3, 2, 1. Did we already
Drum
do
roll.
8? I feel like we did 8.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so doing it again. Ready? Drum roll. Slap bass. Number 6.
Number 6. Popular films that we do not like.
Popular films that we do not like.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my answer is super controversial. I already know it is.
Then you got to go first, my friend, because I actually my headphones are about to die. So give me a second. While you're saying that, let me go get my stuff real quick.
Okay. Do you want me to wait?
Give me actually my headphones might die here in a second, but if it does, we'll just continue on with the different audio, so it'll be okay.
Okay, we can wait because I like the banter.
Okay, that's cool. Then give me a second, and I will. Hold on. I can't hear you if I do this, so give me a second.
That's fine. Just go.
I'm gonna leave. Goodbye.
I was gonna start doing just saying random stuff.
That's okay. All right.
Hey,
I can't hear
yo,
you.
this is Denton on the mic, and we talking about movies all night. We are fans of stuff. La 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 la. Oh yeah.
My boy officially part of the PC game. Let's go.
Adam. Adam, can you hear me? Can you hear me, brother? Can you hear me? Oh, no.
And we're back.
We're back. Can you hear me?
I can certainly hear you.
Okay, so Rite Aid is a pharmaceutical company.
Rite Aid. Dude, we should get sponsorship from Rite Aid, man.
Rite Aid. Hey, look at us, bro. Look at us, Rite Aid. For all of your pharmaceutical needs.
For all your including bunion cream.
Bunion cream.
Bunion cream.
All right. So
Yo. Hold on, sorry. Okay, we should be okay. My headphones are charging as we speak, but these headphones, by the way, have been active nonstop for like 10 days, and they still haven't died. So the fact that they're coming down to their last level now is very impressive.
that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
where were we?
So popular films that we do not like.
Popular films that we do not like. All right, cool. Let me see. Oh, you had one first. You were so excited. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll think of one.
One of the highest grossing films of all time. Avatar.
I know. Oh, really?
I don't know why. I just feel like it is so overhyped.
Really?
But maybe it was also because I saw it a long time ago and I was just bored the whole time.
What,
but
you're joking me, really?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm totally joking. I don't like that movie either.
Really? I might have to rewatch it, but like because everyone's like, it's so good, it's so amazing, and I'm just like, eh.
No, I'm with you on that. I was just seeing how far you could go before it was like, well, I guess maybe not.
No, I don't like it.
Yeah, me either.
And like, I will say the world building was really cool, and like, I won't trash it for what it is. It is a beautiful film. It is a beautiful looking film, but it doesn't entertain me for some reason.
Okay,
and
well,
maybe,
sorry.
I was just gonna say maybe it's because of the fact of how overhyped it was.
Yeah.
Just like you mentioned Avatar, the blue people, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's such a good movie. I love that movie so much."
It fills all the right holes.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I don't want to watch two blue people have hair sex. Like, what is that?
Ew. Yeah, honestly, like the director, I thought the director was good.
James Cameron.
I mean James Cameron.
It may not. It may just be because I don't like James Cameron movies. I don't like Titanic either.
You don't like Alita?
That's not James Cameron.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, that's the guy who directed Spy Kids.
What?
Danny
Alita?
Rodriguez. Yeah.
Oh,
I swear.
Wait. No, you're joking.
Yes,
well, then,
it's Danny Rodriguez that directed it.
Okay.
Or Robert Rodriguez. Yeah, it was.
But James Cameron...
He was a producer.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. Because I knew he bought the rights for it, and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
He did the thing.
No, Robert Rodriguez, the guy that directed Spy Kids. And you can definitely feel it in that movie, too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, sorry. That's a topic for another time.
Yeah, we're very passionate on this channel. We're going to be continuously about many things,
many subjects.
So yes, I agree with you. Avatar was super overhyped. Actually, I believe it's still the #1 box office movie right now. But
like in the world, right?
Yeah, in the world, which is unfortunate.
It's like the highest grossing film of all time.
Mm-hmm. Actually, when you think about it, which I don't remember what the exact statistic was, but 2015 Star Wars Force Awakens actually beat Avatar. It beat Avatar in the weekend box office.
So, do you know that Avengers Endgame is actually the #1 highest grossing box office film of all time?
It beat Avatar?
It beat Avatar.
Finally.
It's Endgame, Avatar, Titanic, and then Force Awakens.
Okay. Yeah. Let me see. I like looking stuff up.
Me too. Fact checking.
Without checking.
So what is your answer?
Okay, this one. Oh, let me think. It's Christmas time, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Happy Chrysler.
Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. Okay.
Hey.
Well.
Oh,
Squidward.
I'm gonna splice that in, dude. I'm gonna add that in.
Do it.
Wait, do the
And then Squidward is just like,
that's it. I'm insane.
yeah, he's like, that's it. I'm insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so my movie, this one is just because I can't think of anything right now.
Okay.
But the one movie that I did see and immediately did not enjoy, unfortunately, was the Ninja Turtles, directed by Michael Bay.
Okay. That is a touchy subject for me.
I know it was.
I'm a huge Ninja Turtle fan.
Right.
And like, do you ever have those movies that you like only because you feel like you have to?
Yep.
That's how I feel with that movie. Because I love the 90s one so much.
Yeah.
The Jim Henson puppets and everything.
Yep.
That is such a phenomenal movie. It's so good and it's so funny. And I feel like that movie is only hated on, or the remake is only really hated on because it's Michael Bay at the helm.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I feel like it has the heart. You know,
Yeah.
like it has the heart. It did feel a little selloutish, you know, with like Megan Fox, and it was Michael Bay and everything.
Yeah,
but
that's the one part for me that I was like, But the one part that really got me was just how incredibly different they made the Ninja Turtles, because they were like, they were more bulk than Ninja, in my opinion. And it's
the design is pretty awful.
Yeah.
I'm one who doesn't like to admit that. I don't like to say, "Oh yeah, the design was horrible." But yeah, they do look like monsters rather than turtles.
Exactly, like my boy Donnie, my favorite Ninja Turtle ever, Donatello, and he was just thrown under as a total nerd, but he was beefed, like he was jacked, like
yeah.
And
but they also are mutants. They are mutants.
You're right, but at the same time, I think that the whole story was created around Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So it's like, I feel like that the ninja part only came because they had huge muscles and could like swing a sword, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, if it was more like the originals where it was like, oh, we're ninjas, like we can't take on everybody at once because we're just ninjas, not
they're very like in the originals, they're very like, if you go outside, dude, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and the other ones are like, why would I care? I could just blow up the building with my katana. And it's like, no.
But I mean, they kind of focus on the second. Directed by Michael Bay. They kind of focus on that in the second one, in the sequel.
And you know what? I like the sequel.
Out of the Shadows. Yeah, because they focus on the Ninja Turtles more. Mm-hmm. I like the sequel, but I also feel like the movie really did capture the personalities of them.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just something. It's like one of those things. It's like, I love the Ninja Turtles so much. I think that they did good enough for me to still enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially with the second one, it really resurrected my love.
Out of the Shadows was pretty good, honestly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah. Would you say that's popular though?
I would say that's popular. Like, it was,
because it got a lot of hate though.
Okay, but
are you saying like box office wise?
Okay, box office wise, but at the same time, I remember explicitly seeing a commercial and a preview for that movie every single day before it came out. Like, there was
but good marketing doesn't mean that it's popular.
Okay, it was popular because everybody knew about it. That's what I'm saying.
I'm thinking more like just movies that like, I think when I think of popular, I think of like if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, right? There's two sides. there's the critic ratings and there's the like just normal people ratings.
Yeah.
If it has decent ratings, like at least over a 50.
Yeah.
You know, that means that it's not a horrible movie. But
well, I mean, Last Jedi had 50. We're not gonna go there.
well, I mean, like popular. It's popular.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. I just feel like just because it's popular, box office wise,
marketing wise.
Yeah, marketing wise doesn't mean that everybody loves it. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
But I get it. I get it. That's a decent movie. Or that's a decent answer because I feel like, I mean, it was popular enough to get a sequel, right?
Yeah, that's true. And also, like, I was talking from, like, perspectives of, like when it was coming out, you're like, I'm so excited for this movie, and we went to go see it. We, like, hyped it up, and it was super good. And then, to me, that's popular because, like, if we took an interest in it, or if, like, I individually or you individually, I consider that popular because my circle around me was like, this movie could be
liked
really
it enough,
good.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good answer.
Yeah, so I was coming from that respect, but I definitely see the marketing side. Marketing doesn't make a good movie.
No, it doesn't at all. But it also it could also make a really good movie bad. Yeah, it could do the opposite of that. So, True. All right, dude, my computer is about to die, and I don't have an outlet near me.
Okay, well then, this was an amazing time. Thank you for having me on our show.
This is such a good first episode, dude. I'm so proud of how far we've gotten.
Oh, so we grow so fast.
Just be looking out for us on Apple Music and Spotify. And
every other outlet you can find. Probably a Coca-Cola machine plays our stuff now.
A Coca-Cola machine? Yeah, definitely. So, like, on those Coca-Cola machines, the touchscreen ones, when, like, right next to Dr. Pepper, it'll say, spoilers, welcome podcast, right there.
Yeah. So. You just click on it, and then as you're pouring your drink, it will play our stuff. So, yeah. It takes 40 minutes to get one cup, but it's worth it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, you know, it's like just trickles.
It just trickles for 40 minutes, and it's totally stale by the time you drink it, but it's worth it.
Yeah. The spiciness is gone. Well, that's what you get for enjoying a high-quality podcast.
The spice was in the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Why need the actual spice when you have the spice of us?
I agree. Nice.
But as soon as I get this thing edited and on the road, it's going on YouTube.
Certainly. I can't wait to get... What?
Oh, go ahead. I
was going to say, I can't wait to get a full-on, like, bag to carry my stuff around so I can literally go anywhere in the world and have this show. It's, like, that's what I'm most excited about, is just being able to go anywhere.
Everywhere.
Talk about it at any time. I'm so excited.
Yep. Yep. Heck yeah, dude. I would say... this should be our sign out, and there's something that I have to talk to you about after our sign out. All
right.
Okay.
You'll have to wait, audience, until next time.
Until next time. This was a great first show. I am super excited about the upcoming shows that we have.
Lots to do.
I'm just excited to talk and discuss movies.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Some pretty important ones in the near future. So...
Agreed. I'm repeating everything for emphasis.
Most definitely. Yes. All right. I'm Denton.
Sweet. And I'm Adam.
And this was Spoilers Welcome. Heck yeah. All right.
Yeah, dude.
You have a good day, morning, or night, audience.
Peace.
Later.